Hello? All right. We are good to go. Hey, let's get this party started. So, all right. Give me a second. Crap, where do I put this? Oh my gosh. Let's put it here. All right. Holy crap. All right, let's start off 5-minute chart. Actually, no, hourly chart. Let's see what's going on there. Hourly chart. And we're rejecting off the 200 on the hourly chart. All right. We are sweeping pre-market lows right now. We got this candle right there. That's pre-market lows. 15-minute chart, you'd be able to see that better right there. So taking out those pre-market lows, coming back up. Regardless, I want to see and wait for that 5-minute range to form before I do anything. In the meantime, I'll be back in a second. Let's get this party started. Yeah. Holy crap. Wow. Big reaction off All right, in the meantime, we got 10 seconds left. Let's see what this, oh my gosh, bro. It's actually pretty wild how this candle's closing. All right, there's the top and there's the bottom of that range. And there's the bottom of that range. Now let's see which direction this thing picks to go in. We got pre-market highs up there. We got a long ways to pre-market highs. So if this thing wants to start breaking structure and making some movement to the upside, would be pretty interesting to see. Good morning. Would be pretty interesting to see. Still stuck in the 5-minute range though. We got VWAP up there. Only thing that kind of. All right, in the meantime, do we got any news? I don't know if we got news. What was I freaking... Let's check news real quick. Good morning. Uh, 1:30. So we don't have much news today. 1:30, some FOMC member, Waller speaking. That's pretty much it. So no news to really worry about. Be interesting if this thing really starts to break structure to the downside and displace. Would be interesting to see a continuation to the downside. Upside is more a little on the iffier because with the upside we got VWAP right above. We got VWAP right now at that 25,142 level. So where is that? 142. So where my cursor is, pretty much right. We got VWAP up here. So it's, in my opinion, dangerous taking longs when VWAP is that close. So we'll see though what. It would have to be a quick scalp if I do take longs. Or be extra cautious and wait for the break. I don't know. We'll see. I prefer this thing to sell off, personally. If this thing could start selling off. Because so the thing about it is we tried to sweep. We swept pre-market lows. So if we can't hold that sweep, a lot of buyers started stepping in. If we can't hold that, and this thing starts dumping to the downside, that starts to become a red flag. So closing above that 5-minute range. See if there could be a displacement up here. So far, buyers not stepping in aggressive enough. Usually you see that pop of that 5-minute range and it leaves an imbalance. Right now it's very weak. Not really leaving behind any imbalances. Showing buyers aren't really too strong. Possibly closing back inside this 5-minute range. I mean, all pre-market we're selling off. So the overall like sentiment right now is pretty bearish. We've been selling off all pre-market long. Ever since market open, we got a little bit of a pop and then started to sell off. All right, maybe getting some movement here. Thing about it is it's so close to that VWAP area. So far, not getting any displacements, just sweeps. Just kind of, as soon as buyers push it up. I mean, it's going to have trouble until until it gets past the view op, in my opinion. See if this leaves an imbalance. If this leaves an imbalance, I would possibly be willing to take a stab at it. Again, it's a little more on the riskier side just because view op is right there. But there's a lot of room, in my opinion, to the upside. We got that next level. I mean, we got a level up there at what, 25,000, like 156 level, 157 level. Let's see. If it would be just a quick scalp. When does this candle close? All right. This would be on the, again, this is on the riskier side. We got a view ops, literally. We're tapping view op right now. See if we could get a reaction off this imbalance. We're rejecting off a view op here. So this is a little bit on the riskier side. Again, this is something I'm still willing to take, but come on. Oh my gosh, I was about to have my... Ugh. Golly, bruh. I was thinking about having it there too. My order at the beginning of the gap, and last second decided to... Oh, come on, man. Dang, that's some BS. I shouldn't have moved it. Will it give me another chance? Why do you trade so blindly? Is that gambling? What do you mean blindly? I mean, if you're willing to take the risk, you're willing to take the risk. I'm not buying at random areas. Full pour shorts? Heck, never full pour shorts. Or do it when you want to. Go all in. Man, this sucks. I was gonna... Oh, I should have bought at the entrance of that imbalance. I had my order there too. I need to stop moving my order. Alright, I think it took out that level. Yeah, I did. I had my order there too, and I freaking moved it to the middle, to the bottom of the gap. Or I was about to click the order there. I mean, dang, now it took out the freaking level. Now it took out the level. Let's see. I need this to fail and go to 0. I think the whole world would be over if this thing goes to 0. I think the you wouldn't even need the money you make if the Nasdaq goes to 0. Man, come on, give me a little bit of a pullback, something. Don't leave me. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, exactly. I hope you have a lot of. I hope you have a lot of pew pews. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on TikTok. The 2 G's, guns and gold. Holy crap! This thing is. What is that? Wow, that's wild. That first test of that imbalance was the best one. I literally had my finger on the mouse to put an order in right at the beginning of the imbalance, and then last second I changed it to the bottom of that imbalance. It's always better to put your orders at the beginning of imbalances, because this kind of crap happens where it fills just the beginning of that imbalance and then rips. I mean, now we're freaking... I think it's choosing its direction. Man. Now, I mean, maybe I would want this thing at this point maybe to take out a low down here and then start moving back up. I'm not trying to jump in all the way up here. Which your buy is bullish right now. As of now, this thing is just flipping bullish. That's why I oh, my bad. You guys can't even see the freaking... That's why I kind of draw the that 5-minute range. I'm telling you, pay attention to that 5-minute range. That 5-minute range will tell you a lot about what price wants to do, right? That's why I drew out the 5-minute range, and we'll see. I was waiting for that. Once we got the volume come above that 5-minute range right there, we see that imbalance. I mean, that shows you, right, that buyers are stepping in pretty aggressive. I said the only red flag there was view op was right there. So you would kind of have to get above. You would have view op is your only stopping point, kind of. But I end up pushing through view op, so. Like, mark out the first 5 minutes of market open, and then just go back in time, right? Once you're done trading today, at the end of the day, when you have nothing else to do, mark out that 5 minute range and then watch what price does with that 5 minute range. How it reacts, like when it breaks through it, how it comes back and retests it and continues in that direction. Like, you'll start to see similarities. Holy sell-off. See, this scares me to try to take a long or anything. This candle right here, this freaks me out. It's already taken out that level. If you look on a 15-minute chart, that initial long, that's the level I was wanting to target, was this level right there. I said 157 level right there. You have that liquidity. Now that it's swept that liquidity, now it's a kind of a, well, anything could happen now. This thing could start dropping to the downside, or it could just start going for internal liquidity to try to go higher. Now it's below view op too. Kind of a red flag. Oh. Are you full time? I mean, I trade till about 11 o'clock and I'm done. No more, no past 11. There's no reason to trade full time. Even you hear like professional traders, they will tell you less is more. Like, people will tell you, I just heard someone recently say it too. He's like, the less I started to trade, the more I started to make. Because you become way more pickier versus the person sitting here full time and like trying to catch every single move. All right, this is starting to get red flag. Now, if this thing starts getting back inside the range, it'd be pretty interesting. If this thing fails at this point, right? We're back below view op, so I'm not about to long anymore. That first long was the best long to target that next liquidity point right there, that imbalance. Tapping into that imbalance and going higher. Now the question is, will this thing hold the 5 minute range? If this thing can't hold that 5 minute range high, then we're starting to look like we want to go for those lows again, pre-market lows. Also, you got to keep in mind, 10 o'clock is coming up. Usually, I've seen it happen multiple times where we get this sell-off, right? This like mini sell-off that happens for that 10 a.m. reversal, and then we start ripping back up at 10 a.m. So, we'll see what it does here. This 5 minute range will tell you what. As long as we, in my opinion, as long as we stay above this 5 minute range, I'm pretty bullish. Once we start getting inside that 5 minute range, it starts to look ugly. But we are below view op right now. To me, that 5 minute range is like the line in the sand. So it's sweeping this kind of internal liquidity here. If bulls can't step back in to push this higher, well, we're going to keep going lower. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see on a 15-minute chart real quick where we are, where we're kind of hovering. Now we do got this the 200 right there, so we did pretty respect that 200. We took out market open, we took out pre-market lows, pop right back above that 200 level. Now we're kind of holding this. Now we're kind of pushing back into this 5-minute range, possibly holding it as support. There we trying to pop back up off that 5-minute range. Testing that imbalance that it left behind on the initial drop. Putting in some structure down here, so what up, what up? Just went full-time trading. I think you should have other things you do. I don't think trading should ever really be your only source of income. And full-time, I guess, it depends what you mean full-time. Like, sitting on the computer all day, or full-time meaning like, you know, just morning session. Because I think that could still be considered full-time morning session. It might. Sitting on the computer all day? I mean, I think with trading, less is, like I said earlier, like less is more. If you could just like come into the morning session, wait for a good setup, catch a move, and then walk away for the rest of the day, I think that's farly, what the heck? That's far superior to sitting on the computer all day. The problem is with trading, when you sit on the computer all day, is what you got to be careful of is you get this, like, you only have a certain amount of mental capital, this focus, right, to be able to sit here and trade. And then you start getting like fatigued and like you start taking stupider setups because you become more impatient, and it could lead down a spiral. Say, for example, it's like if you're sitting on the computer waiting for a setup and you've been waiting for 3 hours, and then finally you get a setup and that's a loss, and then that could be really like, that could hurt your psychology to where you're like, I just sat here for 3 hours and lost money. Now I'm going to take a trade and make it back. And it just leads down. If you can control yourself, you know, that's completely different. If you could be the person, or if you enjoy doing that. I used to want to do that, but the more I kept trading, the more years I kept trading, the more I was like, I'm honestly at the point where I just want to come into the market, take one or two good trades and walk away. And I'm fully satisfied with that. I have no urge to sit on the market all day. But yeah, if you enjoy it, you know, do what you enjoy. That's the whole point of do what you enjoy, but never force yourself to sit there like just to try to make more money. All right, we're starting to see buyers can't really push this back above UOP. Really struggling here. And you gotta position yourself. Here's another thing. If you do that, if you're somebody who sits there all day and trades, right? You gotta position yourself to be able to take a bunch of losses possibly, right? You want to be able to, you would have to size very small to be able to take a bunch of trades. Told you it was bear. Yeah, I mean, we're below VWAP. This is kind of a weird area where we're going to bounce sideways until we really pick up. For me, a bearish confirmation for me would be this line right here. If we start to get back below this, inside this 5-minute range, to me, that's a confirmation that we may be wanting to go for those lows down there. If we're still holding this 200 on the 1 minute and we're still bouncing off the 5-minute high, I think bulls are still in control. But, you know, bears are taking over. I mean, you could see based on price action how bears took over. We swept that liquidity up here, right? Bears took over, left an imbalance. Now we've kind of pushed up, tapped into that imbalance, and bears aggressively took over again. So right now, price is pretty balanced, right? We're at view op. It's average price. It's a very balanced price range. So you're going to see some chop possibly near view op here until it picks another direction. Either breaking that high or breaking back below in that 5-minute range to go for that low. I like to look for those like that. This is why I like to look for those confirmations. Like when I was looking in the morning, right? When we were kind of within that first 5 minutes, as soon as I marked out that first 5-minute high, I was like, all right, if we could start pushing and displacing above that above the 5-minute high, that's a confirmation to me that this thing could want to go higher. Because look at the buyers that just stepped in. And you see a liquidity up here, you're like, all right, they're probably going for that liquidity up there. It's exactly what they did. Took out that liquidity, and now we're going back down. Or, you know, rebalancing. I've been doing this since I was 14. I'm 21 now. Nice. Nice, yeah, you've been doing it for a while. Actually, you've been doing it for longer than I have. Well, full time. I've been like in the trading space for a super long time, but like full time doing it, taking serious. I had a period. This is before prop firms. I had a period where like prop firms weren't a thing. Like becoming a trader wasn't really a thing. Like you had to have, if you didn't have, you know, $50,000 and like you couldn't, it wasn't even like, I didn't even think it's possible. So I kind of just, I liked trading back then, but I just kind of like had fun with it. You know how people do it, like they just buy random stocks and stuff like that, and nothing too serious, no like technical analysis skills or any of that. Then I started to take it seriously. Taking it seriously has been 3 years for me. All right, look at the bears. Holy. They are really, let me kind of try to zoom. I gotta adjust. I gotta remember to adjust my freaking camera. I don't know, my camera thing is so big. I don't need to be that. I need the chart to be bigger, not the freaking camera. Let's see if we can. So it'd be interesting to see. Question is, do they want to take this lower? We keep rejecting that view op. This is the third time. This is the second time it's rejected the view op. It's third time the charm. Hey, yeah, I'm back. I had some issues with like one of the days I came in. It was when was it? Today? It was last week sometime. I was going to stream. One of the days, Rhythmic Ninja Trader was down. I was trying to log in and it was just saying that I couldn't log in. So I was like, well, I can't log in. I can't trade. So I just left. And but the other day, something with TikTok, my live stream on the other, it just wasn't working. And so I couldn't. Yeah, it's super choppy. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm trying to get back at it. I'm using the beta live stream thing. So hopefully it works good and there's no issues. I did call it. Yeah, they're like, it's like a tease, bro. It's like they're pushing it down just to pop it right back up. That's why I don't like trading in the middle. I like waiting for structures to be broken. That gives me like, because imagine if you try to catch this in the middle. You're just trading chop. Like, Gives you a little bit of hope, then a sell-off, and then you're just stuck sideways. Versus if you wait for real structure to be broken and displaced, then you're going with momentum. You're going with everything. So you kind of like, you know, kind of like what happened in the morning, right? We broke that 5 minute, displaced, pulled back into the imbalance, and like pretty much immediately just went up without any chop. Pushing it back up above the high. Oh, snap. The thing about it is, the other thing is we've taken out like pre-market lows. So question is, would it want to go back down there? If it could, but we've already taken out pre-market lows. So, bro, these like freaking, oh my gosh, they're so annoying. My health insurance company just keeps freaking calling and calling and calling. They're the most annoying freaking people of all time. This is a courtesy call, just like, bruh, I don't need no courtesy calls. Trying to get me to go to the doctor. Psh, get out of here. It's all chopped till market close. I mean, we've been selling off all pre-market. We've been selling off. Market manipulations makes it all in futures in the first 30 minutes. I mean, we had a manipulation today. We had a perfect manipulation today. That freaking pre-market lows, it's another level you got to watch out for. Pre-market lows. Took out pre-market lows, ripped all the way back up to the upside. Those IFEG traders probably caught that. Was there even a imbalance to go off of? Yeah, those IFEG traders probably cooking. Oh my gosh, we're going up. There's that direction. Dang. Ooh. Yeah, last 30 minutes. First 30 minutes and the last 30 minutes are power hour. What up? We back. All right, we are displacing back up to the upside. Yeah, 5 minute range playing out again. Man. Dun, 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 dun. All right, now that it's displacing, could see I mean, it could go for pre-market highs. We got a long ways for pre-market highs. A long ways. Don't buy or sell. Yeah. I already have a used car dealer store. It's a good business. It's fun. Up 1,200. I'm out like a dodgeball. I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Imagine if they made a market for, wouldn't that be crazy? A market for used cars, meaning like a stock or a future like for used cars. Like the used car market. And they made a like a index or something for the used car market, so you'd be able to see how the used car market. Do they have that? I'm actually gonna look. I'm kind of curious. Is there a used? Oh, there are. Here I am thinking I was a smart one. They should do that. I mean, wait. No, hold on. Indice. Oh, yeah, they're exponential used vehicle index. Here I am thinking I'm onto something. They have a market for shit cars and it's called Ford and Chevy. Bro, have you seen those AI commercials? They're so freaking funny. Like the Chevy owners or the Ford owners. Oh, it's freaking hilarious. Yeah, what is Ford stand for? Fix or repair daily? It's a Ford Ranger. The older Fords are actually good. Ford Rangers are dope. Ford backwards drives returns to the tour. Here, give me a second. Always had Ford trucks since 1977, but I raced Chevy Camaros. Nice. Yeah, Camaros are dope. They're pretty pricey now. Best car I've ever owned was a Toyota Corolla. You can't really beat in terms of reliability. You can't beat Toyota. You can't do it. But people don't. The thing about it is, people don't just look for reliability. They look for luxury. They look for, you know, status. That's why people buy Mercedes, BMW. It's a whole different, like, the thing about cars, it's a different, it's weird. Like, I've driven the same car, meaning, like, I mean, take any car, for example. Take, what am I driving right now? Take, like, a Buick, even a simple, like, or a BMW. Take a BMW, right? Like, a BMW 328. I can drive a BMW 328 and then I can buy another one, and it's like it's a different experience, even though it's technically the same car, but it's a different experience because the interior is different. There's different options on it. There's different, like, so it's weird how you could drive the same type of model car, but it's still a different experience. So that's what I like about cars. It's always like every single car is a different experience, even if it's the same car you've driven already. I had a parachute on my Camaro drive. Dang. Yeah, that's an expensive hobby. That's a really pricey hobby. I mean, cars in general, man. Like, money goes so fast when you're doing cars. Like, I have a Volkswagen Touareg in the garage right next door. I spent $2,000 fixing it. $2,000 just in parts, and like everything in the car business is like stupid expensive. I mean, you're talking like $500 for a hood, $600 for a fender. You know, it's like $1,000 for a headlight. Then you're painting it. Then you're doing all this, and like, I actually have a Mercedes that has a bad headlight. The headlight's cracked. Like, there's a hole in it because it was in an accident, and that headlight is $1,000. I'm like, I'm not paying $1,000 for a headlight. There's no freaking way I'm paying $1,000 for a headlight. So I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna buy a lens. I'm gonna cut out the lens for it. I'm gonna glue another lens on, and I did that with a Beamer before. $1,200 headlight. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna buy a $60 lens and I'm gonna replace it. So it took me 8 hours to replace the lens, but in the end, right? I'd rather spend $60 and spend 8 hours fixing it than spend $1,200 on a. It's just an annoying thing to do. It's super annoying because the glue that they use for headlights, it is such a freaking crazy strong glue. I know some people put headlights in ovens, but like, I don't know. I'm kind of scared doing it. I feel like I'm gonna break something. Like a module's gonna get burned or something. If I ever get a lot of money, I want to buy a Vet or Nissan GTR. Yeah, Nissan GTRs. I knew somebody like who also wanted one. He was a dealer, and then once he kind of started driving them, it's like he's like, it's like it's nothing like special about it. It's just like a. But in terms of like, yeah, GTRs are dope. In terms of like what you get for the price range, it's a good car. And they have a lot of potential. I mean, people do a lot with GTRs. I mean, if you start rebuilding internals and all that, I mean, you can push over 1,000 horsepower in them. We're still going up. Ugh, looks like I... Vets are nice too, like a cammed vet. Oh, they sound so good. My dream car is, I don't know if you could see it. Right there. I don't know if you could see that. Oh, you can't even see it. Wait, let me move it up. That's my dream car. Wait. Is it gonna adjust? It's the one on the bottom. It's what's it called? It's a Mercedes 190e Evo 2. That's my ultimate dream car. I wish I could take it off, but I can't. It's on the wall. Yeah, but that's my ultimate dream car. It's like $400,000 though. Maybe one day. Who knows? Yeah, we're just pushing up. That's why I said pay attention to that 5-minute range. That's why we're above that 5-minute. I missed the first opportunity because I moved my order a little bit lower. It actually came back to that spot where I had my order, but I'm just like, that second test, I'm more, is bouncing around. We're below view op. Freaked me out a little bit. But this is the same thing what happened with last Friday. We broke that 5-minute range and we started to... Was it Friday or Thursday? My hardest thing is understanding when it's chopping. Like, you get a lot of these days where it pushes above that 5-minute range and starts holding it and kind of continues going to the upside. And then you have days where it pushes above, chops back inside, pushes back above, chops back inside. So, like, I gotta learn how to capitalize on these kind of days where it's just like closes above it and continues going up. Like I said, we do have a lot of room to pre-market highs. We have a lot of room for pre-market highs. Pre-market highs are at 25,347 level. Right, and this is where I say also wait for break of structures. See this high right here? Right, look at that. We broke the structure of that high. We left an imbalance just like we did when we broke the 5-minute. We left another imbalance showing that buyers are stepping in aggressive. What happens? Came back, we retested that imbalance, and we're continuing higher. What I do is look at the open 15-minute candle and just play the top or bottom ranges when it does it. Yeah, 15-minute range is also a super popular range. People wait. I personally do the 5-minute range, but I know a lot of people use the 15-minute. That's a strategy that a lot of people use. 15-minute orb. People wait for the 15-minute to get broken and play the direction of the 15-minute too. Or like you say, put when it pushes back in. That's another... Play the top of the ranges. What's your favorite anime? I don't really watch. I don't watch. I've never watched anime. I know of people who watched it before. They said it's good, but I never really watched it. Now we're coming up on that 10:30 mark, which could signal a reversal at this 10:30 mark. I am freaking starving. I need to go eat. Maybe I should call it for today. Come back tomorrow. I think it may be a good time to call it. We're coming up on that 10:30 mark. I mean, we're already missed that move already kind of happened. So now we're gonna get a retracement possibly, but I like the initial move. Got a lot of work I gotta do today too. So, faster I can finish trading, the faster I can get started. Hold on. What? Someone's here. Give me a second. Alright, my bad. Sorry. I'm at the office and I have people sometimes. People. Lego. Alright, we may take out this. See if we take out this liquidity. Rebalancing back to the view op. Wonder if I can, here, let me see if I can adjust. The hell is this? Bruh! I think that's better, huh? Kind of sweeping another liquidity coming into view op. See if it takes out this liquidity, you know, kind of holds this level. This has got to hold this level or else it's going to go for those lows down there. This is like the kind of like the last line in the sand. It's a good bounce area too. Potential bounce area. So told you. This is like the last kind of line in the sand where buyers are going to start to try to step back in. Called it. Holy crap. Yo. Pretty wild candle. Now it's got to get through this 219 level. Could be some selling pressure come in at 219. If we could get through that 219, going up for those highs again. Good. Holy crap. I did not think it was going to be that good of a bounce area. I figured it was good. It's the last line in the sand where price could kind of, buyers could start to step in, or else we're going for those lows down there. Boom, boom, boom. You see, once we're above VWAP, we hold VWAP pretty well. And the 200. It's been holding this 200 level really well all morning long. So you pay attention, right? When it pushed back below the 200, you see that rejection off the 200 started trending down, right? And here too, look at that. Holding the 200. Holding it, holding it, holding it, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Rejecting, rejecting. Right? So you're trying to bounce, pushing below it, rejecting, rejecting, rejecting. Like, look at that. Rejection, rejection. Pushed a little bit above it, rejection. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Like, 200 is a big... It's an important thing, I think, to look at. Obviously not to just take trades off of it just because it's at the 200, but it could be a good gauge. Now I think we're going for those highs again. I think we're going to push those highs. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see if we got news tomorrow. What's tomorrow looking like? What's tomorrow looking like? Just looking ahead. Tomorrow, the 10th. Bro, it's already February 10th. What the How is time going by so fast, bro? It's just New Year's. It was just New Year's. We're almost halfway through February already. What? We gotta do something about this. Alright, we got 8:30 news, which doesn't matter for me because I'm not gonna be trading during 8:30. We got yellow folder at 10 o'clock. Nothing really important either. So, not really much news tomorrow either to worry about. But I think I'm ready to kind of call it. I mean, I think I'm done for today. I gotta go eat and then go work. So, all right. We're pushing those highs. I mean, there's really nothing for me to do anymore. We've already made the move. So, continuing to try to trade this, like try to push, take trades up here, I feel like is just, you're asking to get wrecked at some point. I mean, at this point, I think we go for those pre-market highs. It really looks like it wants to go for those pre-market highs. Not really much. There's only one imbalance that's kind of stopping us from going. Let me see if I can even pull it up. Right? There's really... Actually, it's on the... What am I doing? It's on the 15-minute. Right? There's really just one imbalance, right? But I don't think it's a really small imbalance. Other than that, I mean, it looks like it wants to go for those highs up there at the 348 level. Looks like it wants to go for those highs. Pop in those highs again. Wow. Pretty crazy. All right. I think I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go. I got a lot of work to do, so if I can get started on a little bit earlier. If I don't see any more opportunities really for me. There are some more break and retests that I can take, but I just think the higher we go, the lower probability of me taking a long, we can get a deeper pullback, and I just keep, you know, I don't want to get stopped out on a stupid trade. I'd rather just come in, just wait for the next day to take another trade. So I've been on for like an hour, so I think it's good. If we had some better price action, I would be interested in staying longer. But it's good price action. We're just pushing up high to the point where longs become less. But all right, I'm gonna hop off. Y'all have a wonderful day. Don't overtrade. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. So. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you for the likes, the follows. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.